Hello Internet! Today we got ourselves a special guide video to answer the often asked question, how do you grind supports in Fire Emblem Warriors? And I'm afraid you guys aren't going to like the answer. The answer is to go for a grind for the long haul. You will be repeatedly clearing out maps in order to gain supports because, unfortunately, as of right now, this time of recording, there are no exploits or cheats or anything like that will let you grind supports faster. This is going to take up the most of your time in a game that's all about the grind, and unfortunately, there is no temple blessing that you can purchase to make this process go by faster. Now, when this game was originally released, one of the common misconceptions is that if you want to get your supports up, you just have to pair up two people together and then kill as many captains as possible, since that's when the icon of the two partners with a heart appears. That's actually more of a flavor text than anything else. It's just there to kind of just emulate Fire Emblem games. It actually doesn't increase the amount of hearts that you get, or the amount of supports that you get. Another misconception that people had was that you would have to play in harder difficulties to obtain your support levels. That's also not true. In fact, it's actually better to lower the difficulty or farm at lower difficulty maps on history mode, because you want to clear things efficiently and you want to clear things quickly, and this is your way of doing that. So you see over here, we are on story mode at chapter 15, we're playing easy mode. And the reason why we're doing this is because this particular map is unique in that you're able to have up to 8 people on your field at once, and that's very important. The reason being that in order to gain any supports in this game is they just need to be on the same map as each other. You can pair them up if you wish, but generally speaking, like, all you have to do is just have them on the same map. And the issue with supports really is the fact that you actually need to clear a map many times once you get past B rank to A rank. Like, it's really easy to get from C rank, like from no rank to C rank. I think you can just clear this like once or twice and then you're all good. And I think for B rank, I think it takes like 8 tries, something along those lines, and then I think A rank is almost twice that much. So you're going to be wanting to do things often, and unfortunately you kind of have to do this as well. Like, you don't necessarily have to use this particular map. Really, if you don't want to do any boring grinding and you just want to play the game, then you will naturally accumulate your supports. But like, when you're trying to try out a new build on other characters that you've never used before, then this might be something you might be interested in looking into. So obviously, just put down any 8 characters that you want to build supports for, and in terms of people you will be using for this method, all you need to do is just have someone with a flight mount. So any of the Pegasus Knights or Camilla, who, surprise surprise, I will be playing as for this video today. And the reason why is because you'll notice that there's a bunch of flight paths here. Now, in order to get across them, you would either need to fly or use a Dragon Vein. Dragon Veins take up quite a bit of time. You don't want to waste any time. You want to just fly across and then clear the map and clear the objectives, because that's going to be what builds towards your supports. Now, I'm assuming that most people don't necessarily have the highest damage. I would recommend just picking any character. You don't have to use Camilla, but just pick any character that you have that is your strongest or your favorite to use, because you're going to be here for a while, and pair them up with a unit with Solidarity. That's Robin's skill, for those of you guys that don't know, and it will increase the damage of the Vanguard unit if you're not playing as the person with Solidarity, so that's very useful. And just for security's sake, I'm going to pair up Marth with Chrom, because these guys are currently at B rank right now, and I've cleared this map several times with them, and I'm hoping, fingers crossed, this will be it. But if not, that's fine. This map can be cleared very quickly with a method that I'm about to show you guys right now. The main problem with the skills is that, yeah, you kind of do need to get those skills, and I hope that in the future there will be a DLC or a free update that allows you to purchase a blessing that increases supports. But unfortunately, at the time, there is nothing that we can really do about that. There are no cheats or exploits for this, for supports in this game. It is going to take up a lot of your time. In a game that prides itself on being about the grind, this is going to be one of the most grindy parts of it. But it's a shame, really, because the way that I've seen it, Fire Emblem, like, not even just Fire Emblem Warriors, Fire Emblem in general has always been about establishing bonds between the characters, like, you know, support conversations and things like that. And it's too bad that the process of getting the supports is quite an arduous one. You're going to be doing this often. Again, like I said earlier, you can naturally accumulate them. What I can also recommend is just pairing up 2 units together and then clearing out maps. And while you also are using those units, you have a bunch of other people occupying the rest of your unit slots on the map. And that should be your way of accumulating your supports. But unfortunately, though, like more than anything, it's all about the quantity, and how quickly you can obtain map clears is going to be your best way of actually getting supports for your characters. Thankfully, we are in easy mode. There's very little risk to this. Like, we're only going after the captains so we can influence the map. That's really all we're doing. Influence the map on our way to completing the objectives. And thankfully, Camilla has insane mobility and has, like, some of the best AoE, if not the very best AoE in the entire game. Just look how much this is. So yeah, once that finishes, immediately fly across and then work your way down the middle, and we're going to clear every captain here. The nice thing about this particular map is that it's easy, but we actually get access to a lot of materials here. You're going to be farming quite a few materials without even thinking about it as you're on your way to getting these supports. You'll be getting things like soldier spears, axe user helmets, and even Maniket tails, because there are Manikets on the particular map. If you want, you can purchase a blessing that increases the drop rate or the quality of your material drops, so definitely look into that. Another recommendation, before you guys even start doing these things, if you want to make it more worth your while, I highly recommend beating history mode, particularly the ones on the Noble Lady of Kalen, or was it Sealan? However you pronounce it. I recommend clearing out those ones because those give you the anti-triangle skills. Also, I recommend getting the new DLC, the new free DLC maps, because that gives you armor strike. Because it doesn't matter what tier of weapon you have when it comes to weapon attributes, because weapon attributes can come in any forms. It's just a matter of unlocking them. And you will be farming a lot of weapons in here, so it's nice just to have those available when you want to start forging your weapons. Like, again, this is a Warriors game, it's all about that grind, and, like, you might as well make it worth your time. Like, you might as well cover several things rather than, like, grinding in one place, but then realizing you have to start spending more time elsewhere. But yeah, that basically does it. If you're really, really quick, you actually can skip quite a bit of dialogue. There are a lot of different scenarios for this particular map, especially with all story modes, really. There's going to be these times where you're going to be waiting. That's fine, take a stretch break, or change the music on your playlist, because I highly recommend doing that. And yeah, just wait for the cutscene to begin and skip it immediately. There's a lot of grind to do with this one. If you want, you can also like join like a voice chat and then talk to people as you're doing this. As you do this over and over again, you're going to get used to it, and it's nice, because if you're a newer player, this is kind of a good way of sort of showing you, with like no risk involved, how to control the map, giving you a better idea of how to play the harder difficulties on history mode. So yeah, once Rowan finishes talking, we're gonna go ahead and skip the cutscene. And fingers crossed we actually get some supports. All of my characters are B rank right now, so I highly doubt we're gonna get anything. But it's pretty easy to reach B rank using this method. Didn't even take that long. Yeah, we even get ourselves some nice attributes. Awesome. Nice! Oh, we got ourselves an A rank. Oh, we're getting a lot of ranks today. Oh, this is very exciting. So yeah, that's basically it though. It's going to take a lot of tries, and like, it does feel like you're actually not going to gain any supports, especially once most of your characters that you'll be using are B ranks, because it takes a long time. Believe me, it takes a very, very long time to get from B to A, that if you want, you can just take a break from it and then start history mode. But as someone that grinds a lot in his video games, whether it's an MMO or a console game like Fire Emblem Warriors, I do recommend doing something like you know, you have the Switch, so I guess you can take it to the living room, watch a movie, and you should be able to reach several A ranks once the movie's done. Or I can shamelessly plug my playlist. On my channel, there's a playlist for everything Fire Emblem Warriors. We even have several Breath of the Wild guides if you are interested in that, but like, there are plenty of options available for you guys, and that's basically what this is. It's just trying to make the most of your little grind, and it's quite nice. This is going to be the best way for now. I hope that in the future there will be an update that makes things easier, and I will update this video that you're watching right now so that we will include that in the video description. So, thanks for watching, and I will hope to see you guys next time. Take care, everyone.